Belief is the foundation upon which the greatest dreams are built. Without belief, talent fades, effort stalls, and possibilities shrink into impossibilities. But when you learn to believe as if anything is possible, a new world unfolds before you. A world where limitations dissolve, fear takes a back seat, and courage becomes your daily companion. To believe as if anything is possible is not merely an exercise in optimism, it is a way of life. It is the kind of belief that turns ordinary people into legends, failures into stepping stones, and doubts into fuel for transformation. Think of the most extraordinary things humanity has achieved: flying in the sky, walking on the moon, curing deadly diseases, building cities that scrape the heavens, communicating across oceans in seconds. None of that would have happened if someone, somewhere, hadn't believed first. Belief precedes action. Belief precedes greatness. Belief turns dreams into plans, and plans into reality. But it must be cultivated like a muscle. You have to learn to believe, and you have to keep learning to believe every single day, because the world will test that belief. Life will push you, challenge you, and try to convince you that the impossible is truly impossible. That's why belief is not a one-time decision, it's a discipline, a choice you make repeatedly until your mindset becomes immune to limitations. You weren't born with doubt. Look at a child. A child believes they can run, jump, fly, reach the stars. They dream without limits. They imagine without fear. Somewhere along the way, society conditions us to shrink our vision. We hear "be realistic," "don't aim too high," "what if it doesn't work?" And so we adapt, we shrink, we start to rationalize our smallness. But if we can be conditioned to doubt, we can also be reconditioned to believe. It's time to unlearn fear and relearn faith. It's time to believe not just in the possible, but in the seemingly impossible. Learning to believe as if anything is possible means trusting in your ability to rise, even when everything around you suggests otherwise. It means choosing faith over fear, action over hesitation, resilience over retreat. It means knowing that every giant leap starts with a single step, and that step begins with belief. You have to believe that your dreams are valid, that your voice matters, that your future is worth fighting for. You must believe that no matter where you're starting from, where you want to go is achievable. Belief doesn't mean the journey will be easy, far from it, but it means you'll have the strength to keep going even when it's hard. You'll see challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. You'll find meaning in the struggle and purpose in the pain. You'll wake up with intention, push through adversity, and commit to growth every day. When you believe as if anything is possible, you live with conviction, and conviction is contagious. It inspires others, it attracts opportunities, it fuels momentum. Think about the people who changed the world. They weren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented, but they believed. They believed when no one else did. They believed when they were broken, and beaten down. They believed when the odds were stacked against them. They believed so fiercely, so consistently, that the world had no choice but to respond. That level of belief is available to you, but you have to decide. You have to choose to believe even when your past says otherwise. You have to believe even when your circumstances don't support it. That's the test. That's the power. Belief is a decision, not a feeling. You might not feel like believing some days. You might feel defeated, tired, discouraged. But that's when belief matters most. That's when you have to dig deep and remind yourself who you are and what you're capable of. You have to talk to yourself like someone who deserves success, happiness, and fulfillment. Because you do. You deserve to live a life that excites you, challenges you, and stretches your potential. But you'll never reach it without belief. To learn to believe as if anything is possible, surround yourself with people who reflect that belief. Cut out the voices that drain your energy and limit your vision. Invest in your growth. Read books that elevate your thinking. Listen to mentors who push you beyond your comfort zone. Spend time visualizing your future. Not the one you're afraid of, but the one you're excited about. See it clearly, feel it deeply, and then start acting like it's already on the way. Belief turns into behavior. When you truly believe, your actions reflect it. You stop waiting and start creating. You stop hesitating and start moving. You stop doubting and start doing. You become intentional, disciplined, and focused. You stop giving energy to what could go wrong and start building what could go right. That's the shift. That's the magic. And it all starts with belief. People will call you crazy. They'll say your dreams are too big, your goals too far-fetched, your vision too unrealistic. Let them laugh, doubt, criticize, because belief doesn't need their permission. It only needs your decision. And when you choose to believe, you rise above the noise. You break through the limitations. You live with a fire that nothing and no one can extinguish. You have to be willing to bet on yourself, to look in the mirror and say, "I've got this," even when the evidence isn't there yet. You have to plant seeds of belief every day through affirmations, through habits, through relentless commitment. Water those seeds with discipline, consistency, and patience, and eventually you'll see them grow into something extraordinary. But first, you must believe. Your past does not define your potential. Your failures do not disqualify your future. Your present circumstances are not permanent. Everything can change. Everything is possible, but only if you believe it is. The world makes way for the person who refuses to be limited, for the person who acts like their dreams are inevitable, for the person who carries belief like a shield against fear, doubt, and discouragement. This is your life. You get one shot at it. Why spend it doubting yourself? Why settle for mediocrity when greatness is calling you? Why waste your energy on fear when belief can move mountains? Choose to live with fire. Choose to wake up with purpose. Choose to walk like you were born to do something incredible, because you were. But the world won't see it until you do. The world won't believe it until you do. Start today. Start now. Train your mind to expect success. Reprogram your thoughts to align with possibility. Speak life over your dreams. Stand tall in your truth, and when fear whispers, "What if it doesn't work?" answer with, "What if it does?" Keep asking that. Keep chasing that. Keep showing up like the best is yet to come, because it is. You were not born to live small. You were not born to live in fear. You were born to believe, to rise, to soar, to dream so big that the universe takes notice, to live a story worth telling. But it starts with belief. It always has. It always will. The power is in your hands, not in your circumstances, not in your past, not in the opinions of others. The power lies in your belief. So learn to believe as if anything is possible, because with that belief, everything is. Your future is waiting. Don't let doubt steal it. Don't let fear delay it. Step into it, own it, live it, believe in it, and never look back. Every single day you wake up, you are given a choice. You can choose to replay the same story, to live inside the limits of yesterday, or you can choose to write a new chapter rooted in belief. A belief that grows stronger despite obstacles, not weaker because of them. A belief that says, "I don't care how many times I've failed, I still have something left in me." Because belief, when it is truly anchored within you, will not be silenced by temporary defeat. It will not be shaken by rejection or diminished by criticism. It will only grow louder, stronger, and more determined with time. There will be days when the weight of your goals feels too heavy. There will be days when quitting seems easier than pushing forward. That's when belief must become your anchor. That's when you remind yourself why you started. That's when you remember that every dream worth chasing comes with pressure, with pain, with struggle. But it's not meant to break you. It's meant to build you. To sculpt your strength, to sharpen your focus, to test your resolve, because belief that has not been tested cannot be trusted. It must endure the fire to come out as unshakable faith. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Do not wait until the doubts disappear. Do not wait for someone else to validate your vision. If you wait, you lose momentum. If you hesitate, you hand your power over to fear. If you delay, your dream slowly dies in silence. Believe now, believe while you're afraid, believe while you're uncertain, believe even if no one else does. That's how movements are started. That's how legacies are built. That's how impossible becomes reality. If you want to build something extraordinary, you have to develop extraordinary belief. And extraordinary belief is not born from comfort. It is born in the moments when you are uncertain, afraid, exhausted, and still you press forward. It is born in the hours no one sees, in the sacrifices no one appreciates, in the quiet moments when you keep showing up even when the results haven't caught up with your effort. That is belief. It is not glamorous. It is not easy, but it is the most powerful force you will ever carry. There are people in this world with less talent than you, fewer resources than you, greater obstacles than you, doing incredible things simply because they believed. They refuse to accept limits. They refuse to give their dreams an expiration date. They chose to believe until their reality caught up with their vision, and you can do the same. You just have to stop doubting and start daring. Stop analyzing and start acting. Stop shrinking and start shining. There will always be people who try to talk you out of your dream, not because they don't love you, but because they don't understand your fire. They can't comprehend a belief that burns so deeply it demands action, but don't let their fear become your fate. Don't let their doubt become your ceiling. You were not given your dream to convince others of it. You were given your dream to live it, to honor it, to bring it into the world with courage and commitment. Belief is a light that guides you through the darkness. It's the voice that says, keep going, when everything in you wants to quit. It's the fire that refuses to go out, even in the storm. When you learn to believe as if anything is possible, you stop being intimidated by what stands in your way. Instead, you are invigorated by it. You learn to smile at adversity, to embrace challenge, to celebrate progress no matter how small. You understand that greatness is not a destination. It's a process powered by belief. Belief in the vision, belief in the process, belief in the mission, belief in yourself. This belief gives you the power to endure longer, aim higher, and act bolder. You're not just living, you're leading. You're not just existing, you're evolving, and remember, your belief doesn't just impact you. It impacts everyone around you. When you walk with faith, you give others permission to do the same. When you speak with conviction, you inspire courage in those who feel silenced. When you pursue your dreams fearlessly, you become living proof that it's possible. You become the spark for someone else's fire. That is the ripple effect of belief. It's contagious, it multiplies, it builds movements. One person who truly believes can change a room, a family, a community, a world. And that one person can be you if you dare to believe, if you choose to believe not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's hard. So don't wish for easy, don't hope for perfect, hope for strength. Hope for clarity. Hope for the unwavering belief that no matter what happens, you will keep showing up. That no matter what tries to stop you, you will not be broken. That no matter how long it takes, you will not give up. Because you believe in something bigger than your fear. You believe in something greater than your past. You believe in a future so bold, so bright, so beautiful that nothing can keep you from it. You're not here to live in the shadows of doubt. You're here to shine in the light of belief. You're here to build a life that feels like freedom, not a cage of fear. You're here to break cycles, to defy expectations, to rise higher than anyone thought possible. And you will, you absolutely will, as long as you believe. You don't have to have all the answers. You just need to take the next step. You don't need to see the whole staircase. Just believe that the next step is worth it. Take it and then take another and another. Before long, you'll look back and see just how far belief can carry you. You are capable of more than you know, stronger than you feel, braver than you think. And your life is not a random series of events. It is a canvas, waiting for your boldest brushstrokes. But belief is the paint. Belief is what brings color, energy, and purpose to your path. Without it, you're surviving. With it, you're thriving. So today, recommit to your dream, recommit to your vision, recommit to your belief, and let that belief become your compass, your engine, your anthem. Let it echo in every word you speak, every choice you make, every step you take. Let it remind you that you are not defined by what you've been through, but by what you choose to become. This is your moment. This is your time. Choose belief. Live like it's all possible. Love like it's all working out. Move like your future depends on it, because it does. Believe so boldly that doubt trembles in your presence. Believe so consistently that failure can't keep up with your momentum. Believe so deeply that the impossible bows to your persistence. When belief becomes the rhythm of your life, everything changes, your attitude shifts, your decisions become more purposeful, you start carrying yourself differently, not with arrogance, but with assurance. You walk with a quiet confidence that doesn't scream but speaks volumes, and that confidence is magnetic. It attracts the right people, the right moments, the right breakthroughs, because the universe responds to those who live as if their dreams are inevitable. You must understand, every great achievement started with someone who believed, not someone who had all the resources, or the perfect background, or the flawless strategy. It started with belief, and belief led to relentless action. When you learn to believe as if anything is possible, you activate a power within yourself that can outlast any temporary failure. Because failure is not the end unless you choose to stop believing. As long as you keep believing, failure is just feedback. It's just a detour, a teacher, a stepping stone. You begin to welcome it, to learn from it, and to use it to sharpen your vision. Belief allows you to see what others cannot see. It gives you eyes for the future. It builds within you an internal vision that's stronger than your external reality. So even when things around you seem stagnant or slow, you still move with purpose because your internal world is alive with possibility. You understand that what you see now is not all there is. You carry the awareness that your life is unfolding in the direction of your belief, and so you protect that belief. You guard it. You water it. You feed it. You don't allow negativity, fear, or self-doubt to poison it. You build mental toughness, not by pretending problems don't exist, but by refusing to let them define you. You learn to say, "This is hard, but I am harder. This hurts, but I will heal. This is uncertain, but I will find a way." That's belief in motion. That's faith with legs. That's what it means to live like your destiny is still in your hands. You stop waiting for the perfect time. You stop chasing permission. You stop needing applause, because belief gives you something greater than approval. It gives you purpose, and purpose is stronger than any excuse. Purpose keeps you moving when motivation fades. Purpose fuels you when your energy is low. Purpose is what belief feeds on. When you believe as if anything is possible, you wake up with purpose even on the days you don't feel ready. You show up anyway, you give anyway, you grow anyway, you start speaking differently, you stop saying "I hope" and start saying "I will." You stop saying "maybe one day" and start saying "today is day one." You stop talking yourself out of opportunities and start preparing yourself for them. You shift from insecurity to certainty, not because the path is easy, but because your belief has made you unstoppable. Your inner world becomes stronger than your outer world, and that shift changes everything. When you really believe, you stop comparing your journey to others. You understand that your timing is perfect for your path. You don't need to keep up with anyone. You just need to keep going. You celebrate others while staying committed to your own growth. You rise without resentment. You compete with your past, not with people, because belief teaches you that your greatest competition is your own doubt, and once you conquer that, nothing can hold you back. Let belief become your lifestyle, not just your emotion. Let it reflect in your daily habits, what you eat, how you move, what you read, what you watch, who you associate with. Let belief guide your discipline. Because belief without action is just a wish, but belief with action is transformation. Belief with action creates results. Belief with action changes lives. Start where you are. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to know every step. All you need is to decide that this moment is the one you stop doubting and start daring. Decide that from this point forward, you're living like your dreams are valid, like your ideas are powerful, like your life is a story worth telling. Don't let another day go by living beneath your potential. You are not here to merely exist. You are here to expand, to evolve, to express your deepest calling. And that calling starts with belief. Even when progress is invisible, believe. Even when support is absent, believe. Even when the results are delayed, believe. Because belief is not about what you see, it's about what you know. It's about what you carry within you, and when you carry belief, the world begins to shift. Doors open, ideas spark, connections happen, momentum builds. It's not magic, it's mindset, it's energy, it's alignment. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your lowest moment. You are your belief, and you are becoming what you believe. So speak life, dream boldly, move deliberately. Let your belief be the loudest voice in your life. And when doubt creeps in, don't argue with it. Just outgrow it. Let your growth speak. Let your consistency speak. Let your faith speak, and always remember, this life is not a rehearsal. This is it. This is your one shot. Your one chance, your one moment in time to make something unforgettable, to build a life that reflects your courage, not your fear, a life that mirrors your faith, not your hesitation, a life that proves to the world, and more importantly to yourself, that anything is possible. So take the leap. Say yes. Start now. Keep going. Learn. Fall. Rise again. But whatever you do, never stop believing. Because when you refuse to stop believing, something powerful happens inside of you. You begin to break free from the limitations that once defined you. You begin to walk differently, speak differently, live differently. Not because the world around you changed, but because you changed. You changed how you see yourself. You changed what you expect from life. You raised the bar for what is possible. Not because someone told you to, but because you believed. Belief is not just a tool, it's a weapon. A weapon against fear, a weapon against mediocrity, a weapon against procrastination, anxiety, hopelessness. It doesn't just help you dream, it helps you fight, because dreams alone don't change your life. Dreams backed by belief do. Dreams backed by consistent action do. Dreams backed by the courage to start again, even after everything falls apart. Those are the dreams that reshape the world. You are going to face moments that test you. Moments when nothing makes sense. Moments when everything feels like it's falling apart. But let those moments be the pressure that forms your diamond. Let them purify your belief. Let them strip away your distractions and sharpen your focus. Because anything worth building will challenge everything weak inside you. It will demand strength you didn't know you had. But belief will unlock that strength. Belief will remind you you were made for this. Others may not see it yet. That's fine. They're not supposed to. Your dream was given to you, not them. Your belief is not up for debate. Let people doubt you. Let them question you. Let them laugh if they must. Just don't stop moving. Don't stop growing. Don't stop believing, because one day the very people who couldn't see your vision will ask how you did it, and you'll tell them, I believed. You believed when it hurt. You believed when you were broke. You believed when you were tired. You believed when no one clapped for you. You believed when everything seemed against you. And that belief didn't just carry you through the storms. It built you in the storm. It became your armor, your fuel, your proof that impossible is just a word, not a truth. The world is full of people with potential. What separates the ones who rise is belief. You can have all the knowledge in the world, all the talent, all the resources. But if you don't believe, none of it matters. And if you do believe, you'll find a way even when none of those things are present. You'll create your own resources. You'll become your own motivation. You'll carve out your own space where none existed before. You must learn to see what isn't there yet. That's what belief does. It gives you vision that transcends circumstances. It gives you clarity in the fog. It lets you speak victory in the middle of defeat. When others panic, you plan. When others stop, you start. When others fear, you believe. You move forward not because it's safe, but because it's right. And with every forward step, your belief strengthens. It becomes a muscle. You stop needing external validation because your internal voice gets louder. You realize, I am the source of my momentum. I am the author of my confidence. I am the keeper of my belief. No one can give that to you, and no one can take it away. Unless you let them, so build it like a fortress, protect it like treasure. Let your belief be louder than the noise of the world. Because the world is loud. It will try to distract you, discourage you, delay you. But belief silences the noise. It centers you. It brings you back to your purpose. And purpose is always stronger than pressure. You were not put here to live small. You were not put here to dim your light. You were not put here to make others comfortable. You were put here to grow, to rise, to lead, to serve, to inspire. And the only thing standing between who you are and who you're meant to be is belief. Don't get stuck in the how. Just commit to the why. The how will show up as you keep moving. Action brings clarity. Movement creates momentum. You don't need the perfect strategy. You need unstoppable belief. With that, you'll figure the rest out. You'll build the bridge as you walk across it. And when you look back one day, when you see how far you've come, you'll realize it was never really about talent or luck or timing. It was about belief, the belief that refused to die, the belief that lit a fire no one could put out, the belief that gave birth to your next level. So rise again and again and again. Each time you do, you plant another seed of belief. Each step forward tells the world, I still believe, I still see it. I still know it's possible, and if you keep planting, if you keep nurturing that belief, one day the harvest will come. One day the dream will bloom. One day the impossible will stand before you, and it will be real because you believed. And when that day comes, when the dream that once lived only in your mind becomes your reality, you'll realize something profound. It wasn't just the dream itself that changed your life. It was the person you became along the way. It was the discipline you built, the courage you found, the resilience you discovered. All of that came from your belief, and that belief transformed you from someone who once doubted what was possible into someone who now defines what's possible. That's the real victory, not just that you reached the goal, but that you refused to give up. Not just that you made it, but that you kept going when it didn't make sense to. That's the mindset that separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. That's the attitude of the ones who leave a mark, because they didn't need guarantees. They didn't need everything to be perfect. They just needed one thing, a belief that no matter what, they wouldn't quit. And now it's your turn to be the one who believes anyway, the one who shows up every single day, whether anyone notices or not. The one who chooses progress over perfection, the one who chooses commitment over comfort, the one who, despite fear, despite failure, despite fatigue, keeps moving forward because they know what's on the other side of belief. You don't need to be fearless to start. You just need to be brave enough to begin. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know what matters. And what matters is that your belief is stronger than your excuses. Stronger than your circumstances, stronger than the voice that tells you to settle. Belief doesn't ask, what if it doesn't work? Belief asks, what if it does? Belief doesn't look at the risk and freeze. Belief looks at the reward and moves. That's the edge, that's the fire, that's the energy you must carry every day. No matter where you're starting from, no matter what you've lost, no matter how long it's taken, you still have time, you still have breath. You still have power, so use it. Use it to rewrite your story. Use it to take back control of your narrative. Use it to become the person you were meant to be, not the one life tried to force you into, because you're not here to repeat the same cycle of hesitation and regret. You're here to break that cycle. You're here to replace it with belief and boldness. Everything changes the moment you decide, this is it. I'm done shrinking, I'm done doubting, I'm done waiting. From now on, you move different. You think different, you believe different. You walk into every room like you belong there, not because of ego, but because of purpose. You show up not to impress, but to impact. You speak not to be heard, but to be felt. You create not to compete, but to contribute. That's what belief does. It redefines everything. You don't hustle for approval. You move with intention. You don't panic in uncertainty. You rise with presence. You don't fear the unknown. You welcome it. Because that's where the miracles live, and that's where you belong, in the unknown, in the edge, in the space where most people stop, but you decide to go further. Not because you're fearless, but because you believe something greater is waiting for you on the other side of the struggle. So push, grow, rise, fall if you must, but rise again. Every setback is a setup for your next level. Every closed door is redirection, not rejection. Every delay is preparation, not punishment. And every obstacle is a question, asking, do you still believe? Your answer must always be, yes, yes, I still believe. Yes, I still see the vision. Yes, I still know it's possible. And when you live with that energy, that fire, that commitment, you become unstoppable. You become magnetic. You become a force so focused, so clear, so certain, that the universe has no choice but to respond. Belief is not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice, a muscle you build, a habit you protect. Every morning you recommit. Every evening you reflect. Every obstacle you recalibrate. That's how you live a life of greatness. That's how you become a leader, not just in title, but in mindset, not just in position, but in purpose. And as you rise, never forget, your belief isn't just for you. It's for every person who watches you and sees what's possible. It's for the ones who are tired, discouraged, or lost, and need your example to reignite their own fire. Your belief will spark belief in others. Your faith will remind them of their own. That's how legacies are built, not in silence, but in service. So keep going, keep building, keep believing, because you are the proof. And as you continue down this path of belief, you'll notice something extraordinary. You're not just chasing a dream anymore. You're becoming the dream. You're embodying the very thing you once thought was distant, unreachable, too big to grasp, because belief changes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who wants a better life, and you begin to live as the person who creates it. Every choice you make, every habit you shape, every fear you confront, it's all part of the transformation. Belief forces you to rise above excuses. It doesn't tolerate blame or procrastination. It demands that you take ownership, not just of your success, but of your journey. Even when it's messy, even when it's unclear, because belief doesn't wait for clarity, it creates it. It doesn't wait for the light to turn green. It walks through uncertainty knowing that the path will be made as you go. You start to realize that belief is not a passive feeling. It's an active force. It wakes you up early. It keeps you up late. It drives you to go one more rep, make one more call, write one more page, give one more ounce of energy even when you're exhausted. Belief doesn't let you settle because it knows you were never meant for mediocrity. You were meant for more, and deep down you've always known it. You've felt it in the quiet moments, in the stillness, in the dreams that won't go away. You've heard the whisper inside you saying, "There's more to you than this." That whisper is your belief trying to speak through the noise, and the more you listen, the louder it gets, until it drowns out the doubt, the fear, the opinions, the limitations, until it becomes a roar that propels you forward no matter what. When you learn to believe as if anything is possible, your entire life becomes a declaration of faith. You stop waiting for signs and start becoming the sign. You stop seeking permission and start walking in purpose. You stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start declaring, "What if I fly?" And even when you stumble, you never call it defeat. You call it growth. You call it a lesson. You call it preparation for the next level. Every time you push through, every time you get back up, every time you choose belief over fear, you build momentum, you create a history of wins. Not always external wins, sometimes internal ones, the decision to keep going, the decision to stay focused, the decision to keep your character intact while others fall into bitterness and blame. These are the wins that matter most. These are the foundations of unshakable belief, and you must protect that belief, because there will be people who try to tear it down, not because they're evil, but because they've stopped believing in themselves. And when someone stops believing, they become uncomfortable around those who still do. Don't let their fear infect your faith. Don't let their doubt silence your voice. Let your belief be so bold, so grounded, so full of integrity, that it makes others reconsider their own limitations. There's something powerful about someone who refuses to shrink, someone who doesn't conform just to fit in, someone who has the courage to stand out, to stand firm, and to speak life in a world obsessed with cynicism. Be that someone. Let your belief disturb the comfortable, let it challenge the complacent, let it inspire the silent dreamers to rise again, because belief is contagious. When people see someone walking in full conviction, it awakens something inside of them. It reminds them that greatness is not reserved for the chosen few. It's available to anyone bold enough to believe. So be bold, be relentless, be unwavering, and know that with every step you take in belief, you're changing not just your life, but the lives of everyone around you. Keep your vision clear, keep your energy focused, keep your mission pure, and when the world tells you to slow down, to give up, to play it safe, let your belief be louder. Let your belief remind you that impossible is just another word for not yet. You've come too far to turn back now. You've fought too hard to let it all fade. You've grown too much to go back to who you used to be. Keep rising, keep building, keep believing, because the truth is, you are already more powerful than you know. And belief is the key that unlocks everything you were born to become.